Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Raj Roy and today we are going to talk about something super foundational in English grammar. Something that quietly powers almost every sentence you read or hear. Yes, I'm talking about noun phrases. Now don't worry, I'll break it down slowly. We'll look at what noun phrases are, how they work, and most importantly, how to spot them instantly. Ready? Let's jump in. Let's start by looking at what we are going to learn today. By the end of this lesson, you'll be able to do 6 big things. 1. You will be able to define a noun phrase in a crystal clear and accurate way. 2. You'll spot them in sentences like a grammar detective. 3. You will know whether a noun phrase is acting like a subject, an object, or a complement. 4. You will understand how they are built. The head noun, the determiners, the modifiers, all the building blocks. 5. You will learn how to use noun phrases that come from infinitives and gerunds. And 6. You will walk away confident and recognizing noun phrases wherever they appear. Let's start with the basics now. By basics, I mean the absolute basics. What exactly is a noun? A noun is one of the 8 parts of speech in English, and it's one of the most essential. A noun is simply the name of a person, a place, a thing, or an idea. It's how we label our world. Without nouns, we couldn't name anything. So remember, whether it's your teacher, a doctor, a library, a book, a pen, or even an abstract idea like bravery or love, it's all a noun. Now that we know what a noun is, let's understand what a phrase is. And here's a simple definition. A phrase is a group of words that does not form a complete sentence, but works as a part of it. It doesn't have both a subject and a verb, but it aids meaning. It's a chunk, a part of the whole. Examples on slide. In the room, the big red apple with a red coat, a very interesting book, a large house, 10 red apples. Each of these is a phrase. Each one of them is not a full sentence, but it plays a role, just like a team member in a group. Now comes the main topic, the noun phrase. A noun phrase is a group of words that does the job of a noun. It can be short or it can be long, but it acts like a noun in a sentence. It can be a subject, it can be an object, it can be a complement. Even if it's long, like the old dusty books on the shelf, or short like the old man, if it is doing the work of a noun, it's a noun phrase. And yes, the underlying group of words shown here are noun phrases because they all lack verbs. Let's open it up together and explore what's really going on inside a noun phrase. Yes, let's understand its anatomy, or in simple words, its internal structure. Now every noun phrase is built like a little team, and every member of this team has a job to do. So, what are the building blocks? Let's break it down. First, we have a determiner. This is the word that usually comes at the beginning. It signals the start of the noun phrase. Think of it like a pointer or highlighter. It tells us which one, whose one, or how many. Then comes the modifier or modifiers. These are words that describe or limit the noun. They usually come before the main noun and help us imagine it better. Next, we have the heart of the noun phrase, the head noun. This is the most important part, the actual noun we are talking about. Everything else is the phrase revolves around it. And finally, sometimes, not always, we have post-modifiers. These come after the noun and give us more details, helping us understand exactly which one, doing what in which place, and so on. So again, the full structure is determiner, modifier, head noun, and possibly post-modifier. Now let's zoom into the first part of the noun phrase, the determiner. Determiners are like signals. They show us direction. They help answer questions like, which one are you talking about? Whose is it? How many are there? Think of how vague it sounds if I say, I saw a dog in the park. Wait, which dog? Any dog? My dog? The neighbor's dog? Now listen again. I saw the dog in the park. Now it's clearer. That dog in the park. You mean a specific dog. So determiners give clarity. Without them, our listeners stays confused. With them, our sentence becomes sharp and specific. Let's look at a few types of determiners. Articles. These are the most common and basic. Possessives. They show ownership. Demonstratives. These point to something. And quantifiers. These tell us how many or how much, like some, many, each, or every. So remember, the determiner is your opening signal, helping your audience know exactly what you are talking about. Alright, so after the determiner, we meet the modifiers. These are the words that come before the noun and give it shape, age, number, and color. In other words, they make the noun more specific and visual. They help us imagine it. Let me show you what I mean. If I say, I saw a car, you think, okay, a car, but nothing else. Now listen to this again. I saw a shiny sports car, a shiny red sports car, for example. Now you are picturing it. Maybe a Ferrari you are talking about. That's what modifiers do. They describe the noun by answering questions like what kind, how many, and which one. Modifiers can be adjectives like old, dusty, clever. These describe qualities. Or modifiers can be numbers like 1, 2, 500, or a dozen. These tell us quantity. And now let's move to the final part of the noun phrase, the post-modifiers. These come after the noun and they are like extra add-ons, little bonus information packets. While pre-modifiers come before the noun, post-modifiers come after and usually make things more precise, more vivid, or more informative. Let's break down the common types of post-modifiers. Number 1. Prepositional phrases. These start with a preposition and tell us where, when, or which one. For example, the girl in the room. Here, in the room is a post-modifier helping us understand which girl. Number 2. Infinitive phrases. These usually start with to plus first form of the verb and tell us purpose or intent, like a desire to win a prize. It tells us more about the desire. It tells us about a purpose or intention. Number 3. Relative clauses. These begin with words like who, that, or which. For instance, the man who lives next door. The clause who lives next door tells us which man we are talking about. The man who lives next door. Number 4. Participial phrases. These often begin with an ing or ed verb endings and give extra descriptions like the car shining in the sun. The phrase shining in the sun gives us a visual image of the car. Extra description of the car. So in a nutshell, post-modifiers are like extensions. They come after the noun and pack in more information. They help answer deeper questions like which one, doing what, and what way. Together with determiners, modifiers, and the head noun, post-modifiers complete the full picture of a noun phrase. Alright, now that we know what a noun phrase is made of, it's time to ask a more exciting question. What can it actually do in a sentence? And there are three main roles noun phrases play. First, a noun phrase can be the subject, the one doing the action. Second, it can act as an object, the one receiving the action. And third, it can serve as a complement, giving us extra information about the subject, usually after the linking verb like is or was. Let's bring this to life with examples. The loud music woke me up. Here the loud music is doing the action. It's the subject. The loud music woke me up. She bought a new leather jacket. Now the phrase is receiving the action, so it's the object. And finally, he is a brilliant teacher. In this case, the phrase is describing the subject he. He is a brilliant teacher. That makes it a complement. So in short, a noun phrase can work in different positions. Noun phrases are flexible, powerful, and always functional. Let's dig a little deeper now, because noun phrases are not always simple. Sometimes they are longer, sometimes they begin with infinitives or gerunds. But here is the cool part. Even when they look fancy, they are still doing the same jobs. Subject, object, or complement. Let me show you what I mean. Examples. To travel the world alone takes courage. That whole phrase, starting with to, is working as the subject of the sentence. She enjoys singing classical songs. Here the gerund phrase, singing classical songs, is the object of the verb enjoys. His dream is traveling around the world. Now that's a compliment, giving us more information about what his dream really is. So the lesson here, don't be scared of long noun phrases. They are still the same. We just need to look a little closer. Now you might be wondering, where do these noun phrases come from? What gives birth to these group of words that behave like noun? Great question. And the answer is, noun phrases come from three main sources. Number one, infinitive phrases. These begin with to plus a base verb, like in to speak confidently is a dream. To speak confidently is an infinitive phrase. Number two, gerund phrases. These begin with ing verbs used as a noun. For example, reading novels improves her vocabulary. Reading novels is a gerund phrase. Number three, expanded noun groups. These are your classic noun phrases packed with determiners, adjectives, and post-modifiers. Like the tall man in the blue jacket waved at me. The tall man in the blue jacket is expanded noun group. Each of these gives us a fully functional noun phrase ready to act as a subject, object, or complement. So the structure may differ, but the role remains the same. They are all powerful noun substitutes. Now let's simplify things even more. How do we identify the role of a noun phrase in a sentence? There's a little trick. Let's understand it. Ask who or what is doing the action. That's your subject. For example, the girl with the red bag won the race. Who won the race? The girl with the red bag. That's the subject. Ask who or what is receiving the action. That's your object. For example, I bought a pair of leather boots. What did I buy? The phrase, a pair of leather boots, is the object. Ask what gives more information about the subject. That's your subjective complement. For example, he is a brilliant speaker. What describes him? Who is a brilliant speaker? He is a brilliant speaker. That's the subjective complement. And finally, ask what tells more about object. For example, they elected Sarah class president. What tells more about Sarah? Class president. That's the objective complement or object complement. So with these questions, you can easily figure out the role of any noun phrase. It's that simple and powerful. Let's hit pause and review all the amazing stuff we have just covered, because repetition is the key to memory. A noun phrase is a group of words that work together to do the job of a noun. It includes the determiner, modifier or modifiers, a head noun, and sometimes post-modifiers. These phrases can be built from infinitives, gerunds, or expanded adjective-rich noun groups. And guess what? They are flexible, they can act as a subject, object, or complement in a sentence. Plus, we learned a simple trick to identify their functions easily. So by now, you are well on your way to mastering noun phrases. Alright, let's shift from learning to doing, because practice is where the magic happens. In the next few sentences, I want you to pause, think carefully, and try to identify two things. What is the noun phrase in each sentence, and what role is it playing, object, subject, or complement? Thank you for staying till the end. I hope you have found this video clear, rich, and full of knowledge. If you enjoyed learning with me, don't forget to hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more grammar sessions. I'm Raj Roy. See you in the next lecture. Goodbye.